All right, so next I want to start talking about main menu management. And specifically, I want to talk workspaces at this point. Workspaces are designed as top navigation menu options for different groups of users. It means a different group of users or even a different user, an individual, could have a different top navigation menu. And we head on in there by heading to Manage Setup, Application Configuration, and down to Manage Main Menu. When we head on in, we're greeted with this first page of Manage Main Menu and the Manage Workspaces tab. On this tab, we can go ahead and add new workspaces. If we are creating a new workspace, we'll give it a name. You can choose to copy this workspace from an existing one. That is far and away my preference, as if we do not copy from an existing workspace, we are, as admins, creating every menu link from scratch. We can set the active status. Are we using this workspace or not? And this is one of the few places in the system where it is mandatory to add a description. I tend to just copy and paste the name on in there. Once that workspace has been saved, then we can go about adding and assigning employees from those that are available. Every employee or user by default is set to the core application workspace, but they can be removed from there and added to others. If we are removing a user from the core application, however, we do absolutely want to make sure that we've assigned them to something else. Otherwise, they will have no top navigation menu. So please be aware of that. If you are editing an existing workspace, you could select it at the workspace name and move forward from there to add or remove users from that. A user can be assigned to multiple workspaces potentially, and then they could switch among them as needed. All right, so here we are at the workspace configuration. So if we wanted to make a brand new workspace, we could do so here. Yeah, and I typically will copy from an existing workspace. That's not you don't necessarily need to. You could create one from scratch. Remember, everyone defaults into the core application workspace. And again, a workspace is just another name for that top navigation menu. If we wanted to work with any of the items on there, if you go ahead and click the Manage Menu Items tab, all right, so we've selected an existing workspace. So from here, you can see where we can assign users to that workspace. So as soon as this page loads, so here you can see the assignment options toward the right-hand side. So we could assign or remove employees from that here. There's not a whole lot that really goes on with this page other than that. So let's take a look at the Manage Menu Items tab. And here's where we would be doing most of the work if we're working with our menu. So as you can see, we've got the option to add a new menu item, but you could also click the caret for any of those. So go ahead and click the caret to the left of Contracts. And I want you to click Add Contract Record. So this, of course, is active. It's available to us on our top navigation menu. But if we wanted to edit anything, we could do so right here. So as soon as it loads, it's going to pop up on the right-hand side. It's thinking. There we go. So now we can see all of the attributes for this particular menu item. So we've got the menu name. We could change that if we needed to. We see the page URL, that there is no item tooltip, that it is sequence item number 1 and is an internal link. So sequence number lets us know that it's the first thing under contracts. And there we see that permissioned by that's so important for us. So only users with the permission of contracts add will see this menu item. It won't even exist as far as people without that permission are concerned. So that helps us restrict use of given menu items. And then you've got your menu item level placement. So if you wanted to move that elsewhere in the main menu, we could do so. Any questions about your workspace and menu management?
So this is an existing workspace actually we selected, and we are trying to see the same. If we created a new workspace, then all these things we need to add, right?
Correct, unless you copy them from an existing workspace. So you could choose to copy from core application and then turn on or off specified items, add new ones as you need, move things around. And that really is my preferred method of going about it. Otherwise, you are creating each and every folder and every single link from scratch and populating those page URLs by hand, something that I seriously do not enjoy doing.
So after copying, we cannot delete. We can, if you want, we can hide. Correct?
You can hide them, right? So you can't delete the out-of-the-box menu items, but let's give it a try. So let's scroll back up, and we're going to go to the Manage Workspaces tab, and change your workspace from Core Application to Create New. And we'll go ahead and give it a name. You can call it Test if you'd like. And we've already got selected the copy from workspace. Like I said, I highly recommend copying the existing workspace. So we'll just give this a very brief description. It doesn't matter what you put in there. Beautiful. And let's scroll on down and click Save. And it's trying. So what you're looking at right now is another method of getting to the edit area for each given workspace. Personally speaking, I tend to use the option at the top, the drop down, as opposed to the edit links below. So now that we've got our workspace, before we change tabs, I want you to select our new workspace, so Test Workspace, and I want you to assign yourself to it. Because even though you created it, you're not by default assigned to the workspace. There we go. Now just select you from the right-hand side, and we'll move you to the left. All right, and that automatically saves for us. So once this page finishes reloading, we can see that you're assigned to this now.